Welcome to Behind the Scenes.
Welcome to Behind the Scenes. I'm Goldee, your West Coast host. I got my partner, you know what I'm saying, on the down south, Sweetport, Louisiana. And we're here to present to you a dynamic show. We're going to be speaking on some history that's important, and we're going to be dealing with some our economical situation, and you know, some other things we'll come up with in the show. But I want to give a shout out to Detroit, my family in Detroit. Hey, what's up with y'all? I want to give a shout out to my family in Antonio, Texas. My family out here that's with me, and Sasha Banks. You understand what I'm saying? I'm gonna go and let the world know I'm your admirer. You know what I'm saying? Stay down, keep doing what you're doing, you know what I'm saying, and keep winning. And what's up with it, DJ?
Oh man, I want to just give my shout out to my fam. Thank you for all your love and support. I want to thank my number one music fans for sending me so many beautiful messages. So I got your beautiful comments logged in. Thank you very much. I want to thank my YouTube fans for liking the show and subscribing. Keep subscribing, please do that, because that's what we need. We need you to be aware of when we upload a new show. Be the first to know, and that's how you do it when you subscribe. All right, I want to thank my Facebook fans for liking and sharing my shows and stuff like that. Y'all keep on doing that. All right, thank you. It's all beautiful. Now we're gonna get on down to our message. You know, we're gonna have a presentation about Africa Town, and I really think that's a really good example of community development. And see, they've been at it for a while, but when I looked at the pictorial documentary of Africa Town, I said, man, that looks like Shreveport.
All right, but before you get into that, I got to shout out, so we're saying Mini Bike Legacy. If y'all want to style and profile, you know what I'm saying, y'all need to get with us, hit us up. You know what I'm saying, we're going to have you riding in style, you know what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, well,
right, so.
yeah. I didn't give my music no hype. All right, we got it right there. Money and Black Lives Matter. It's a song, but it's the concept of our show too, and that's why we on this thing again. I want to highlight that Ice Cube and his project that he got going, the contract with Black America. And I want to say to Ice Cube and all his fans and all my fans is that in my own way, I'm not marching up and down the street. All right, I got my real estate mapped out on the internet and social media. And so I'm just dedicating my mental marching online. And this show is it. When you watch it behind the scenes, this is how we support the cause of all those people out there, risking their lives for us, trying to highlight some of the injustices and the other things that's happening. But most of the time, I think they really miss self-determination, self-responsibility, and these are the things that we can work on right now. Work on self. We can always work on self, and that's something that we can do right now. You don't have to wait on Ice Cube. You don't have to wait on the president, the mayor, or the governor to start working on self. I mean, everything is available for us to some degree. Now, when it comes to college, the limitation is whether or not you can afford to do that. All right, and whether or not it's feasible for you going to these particular educational pursuits. At the end of the road, what's there, all right, besides a big debt. All right, so these issues should be addressed in politics. We just ran across the most interesting election period, and we're still going through the checks and the balances of it. Never seen before. We never seen this type of behavior and politics before. But now we got it. We got, Trump going out, Biden going in. So all of those people out there who voted, I'm saying we need to get some for our vote. Now, when I show the chart, you can see that the movement that's going on since the civil rights movement. We have made a lot of progress to integrate and all that stuff, but at the same time, we have gentrification in a lot of American cities that was once dominated by black people. So it's, these things, gentrification, now the percentage is going down. They no longer are above the 50% mark in many of these cities. Freeport, Louisiana is still holding its own, but I think we need to be very concerned with this pandemic and the economic crunch that's going on with this pandemic, and that might put additional pressure on our communities of color. All right, so this is what I wanted to highlight, Goldee.
What's that?
Hey, look, I want to highlight these things, man, and let them know that you do not have to sit down and do nothing. You could do something, and if you don't do nothing but prepare, because I think, all right, everybody want to talk about these hip hop people. Well, they say some good things. Here's the thing that I caught T.I. on one of his shows, and he said, when he was talking to a little rapper, he said, success is when preparation meets opportunity. I think I got it right. But hey, Goldee, do you feel me on that? Success is the result of preparation meeting opportunity. Hey man, what you want to add in on that? So, Goldee, do you follow me on that?
Yeah. Keep talking though for a minute.
All right, well, okay. All right, we're going to take a pause for a second and regroup. All right. And matter of fact, we're getting ready to go into the second part of our show. And the second part of our show is dealing with the actual facts, show you some data on how we're doing economically. I know we just also heard about the U.S. Census report. They put these little letters around and everything like that, So this is what this data is all about. It's like somebody gathered data on different things dealing with our wealth gap. I mean, this is the thing that we need to close. All right, we can keep on asking everybody else. This is what I think. We can continue to ask everybody, give me this and give me that. Well, reparation is fine. But now we got HR 40 sitting up there, in the government. They know, all the politicians know about reparation. All right. However, during this election period, I didn't hear no candidate even refer to anything something close to reparation. Or didn't even express an opinion on HR 4. All right. So I'm saying the criminal justice reform without economic reform would still be lacking, because if you understand history, all right, this is the reason why you need to deal with things across the board. And that's one thing that I like about the contract with Black America, because it addressed a lot of issues, because if you only fix one thing, then they can use another thing that you didn't fix to hold you back. All right. So I'm going to take a break right now, and we're going to be right back. Yeah, I want to highlight the fact that when I look at these different organizations, like Black Lives Matter, I watched the program today, and they said a lot of things, a lot of good things, but they didn't have an economic opportunity in there. as a businessman, I got to look for economic opportunities because I'm building the foundation. Okay, even Dr. Claud Anderson talked about building a 5-story building. All right, in that 5-story building, I'm working on 2 levels. One level is the level of media. That's our show right here, you know, and the music and all this stuff that goes with the music. All right, so I'm dealing with the media, and the foundation is the business that we're trying to lay down. And like, you know, if they have cultural activities, I want to be able to go in as a business. And here's my bundle. You know, I got a bundle of products that I can possibly invest into. So when they talk about like in Africa Town, it's your opportunity to invest. Okay, I'm gonna invest into the business I'm in. All right, so I'm investing into the product that I'm dealing with. Now, do you have opportunity where I can come there and join your cultural event as a business? All right, and I don't care who you are. All right, when you're talking about Black Lives Matter without business opportunities, then everything becomes theoretical and hypothetical until you have something that is actual. So we got to get down to the actual event of engaging in business. I done already prepared myself, and I'm gonna continue to prepare myself. To preparation meets opportunity. That's that's what I'm trying to be a success. I'm already prepared, and I'm waiting for opportunity.
Okay, sounds good. And yeah, that's the whole thing. Is that's what business is all about. That's what entrepreneurship is all about. That's developing and having a product, that's you want a product that's in demand. That way you're gonna sell your product. And Africa Town is open for whatever business. How big or small business, if you're into import and export, then you're on a high scale of doing business. And of course, that's the level that they're gonna want. You own.
Well, I want to thank you.
In our business, is music. So our business can be presented, it's music. It's international. It's worldwide. It's everybody love music, and music does many different things to us and for us. So we also, we have our Money and Black Lives Matter T-shirts. So we're gonna create other things. We fresh, in what we're doing. So.
Well, let me say that one of the most important products we got is the film project of making films. And, if we did a review of what we had already done, we have the Who's Next TV show, and we did both studio production and remote production. So right now, because of the pandemic we're in, we kind of sheltering in order to stay healthy. But when this pandemic get under control, and more in the society begin to operate more normally, then we have live presentations that we can present, or we can cover events, because that's what we used to do. We used to cover events with the Who's Next TV show. We covered the low riders.
Well, man, the thing it is, it ain't about waiting for no pandemic to clear up. We got one life to live, man. So it's all about, we got to work through this pandemic. It's here, Things have changed, and the change is not going to go back. Okay. So it ain't that pandemic thing, We still got to operate, do our business, and get our money. Still, pandemic or not. And so
Well, that's a good way to
try to
look
sit
at it.
around and wait for the pandemic to clear. It's getting worse and worse. It's not getting any better. It ain't no signs of it getting any better. So no, that ain't what's up.
Well, look here. I think some other major businesses that are here today, they got started in a difficult period of our history.
Our history, our life always have. We always have been in difficult periods.
Yeah, okay, but that's why I'm swinging right now. I'm not really waiting. All right, I'm swinging right now.
I know you're not, but I'm just saying it's the way you said it, as if that's the move. That's not the move. No, we got to stay grinding, 100. Regardless, just as we always have, because of our circumstances, in the world of having to be treated in the way we have been treated. So we don't have no choice.
I just wanted to highlight that we're just not studio producers. All right, we'll come to you, when the situation is right. I mean, for me right now, I'm coming when the situation is right. I don't have to stay in to produce film or do live music concerts. So, but when it comes to live music concerts, I used to book a band. That's how I got started into this DJ thing. I started DJing and I got to working with bands and everything like that. But when I used to book my bands in, we used to get paid to be there, and I always would not negotiate for room and board at a hotel room or something like that. So we're comfortable when we get to our tour destination, and also some other fringe benefits like a couple of meals per day. Depending on how many days we was there. If we were only gonna be there one day, maybe two meals or something like that, and we'll pay for one. All right, but the people who's bringing us, they're gonna, fork out for 2 meals. All right, so now I don't know if people are willing to make that type of effort to make it convenient for people right now. As a matter of fact, we're gonna find out if somebody wants to hear my music live, because I'm telling you, I got to cover all the expenses, of trying to really come and put on a nice show. I mean,
you can't do nothing more than what you're doing, and that's make the music and put it out there. And when you were speaking on Black Lives Matter, you didn't notice anything that they brought up as far as economical situation go.
Yeah, because we got to have a business to business relationship sometimes. I'm a business, they're a business. Now, as two business people, see, to me, that's part of the unity talk. When we talk about unity, y'all want unity of my money only. All right, so I want to make sure that
I don't get that what you're saying. What you mean? When we speak of unity, we speaking of unity for our people. We ain't speaking of no unity coming from nobody else.
I am one of the people, all right, but I'm one of the people who's a business person. So I want to unite with people who want, with like minds, who is interested in the improvement of our community, all right, and be able to develop business relationship with those where I can make some money. I don't want to just go there and spend money. I ain't got it like that. I'm sorry.
Well, I don't know, how you even entertain the thought of trying to, do business with somebody and feeling like you's gonna be spending money and not making no money back. I don't know how you,
Well, the reason why is because
when we talk about business, we speaking of business being done on a business scale, on a business level. It ain't gonna be no situation where a person's gonna have to sit up. This is professional. This is not no thing where nobody gonna have to worry about, am I gonna make some money or not? If you know your product, is a good product, then you know you're gonna get your return on it. So,
Well,
oh,
okay,
well,
I'm just saying.
thinking
I'm
like
just,
that.
well, it's something to think about because it's not that easy to move any type of live concert out or live production out. I mean, into public.
Well, you jumping
Without,
way ahead of
without,
yourself. If you talking about live concerts,
yeah.
and we right now we don't ain't even no live concerts and stuff going on, man. We don't even know if we're gonna even get back to being able to do live concerts and stuff like that.
Well, I'm seeing examples of a new hybrid type concert going on, except for it is the people who's organizing these things are probably not interested in my music, man, because of the music that's being presented on their stage. You know what I'm saying?
If you keep thinking that they're not interested in your music,
well,
bro,
I'm
look,
just saying,
music,
okay.
music, nobody never know when it comes down to music, man. Flavor, everybody has their own flavor, man. You know what I'm saying? Music is music, and people pick up on music. It's not about, I don't even know why you're saying if nobody don't like your music, man.
Well, I'm just saying,
like
okay,
music,
all right, I'm just saying, all right, here's the example, all right? They got a concert going on. The only people on that stage is all country and western or something like that. Okay, now they got a concert going on.
So
yeah, I'm just saying, okay, so I'm just saying, I'm looking for opportunities where my fans most likely will be. All right, and that's what I'm looking for. So I know that our competition. All right, okay. Now we're gonna get into this and really show you charts on how well white folks is doing compared to everybody else. Why?
Well, and that's what you need to say. You need to specify.
Well, I am specifying.
Who you're talking about.
I am specifying.
Because every time you say something, man, you're making me, it sound like, you know what I'm saying? You're not talking about our people. You're talking about somebody. Specify who you talking about.
All right, let me talk about, the potential promoters, because right now there might not be very many promoters. Now, promoters is not, you can't say black. All right, because the promoter of entertainment, they could be any color. All right, but now if they got a cultural program that attracts black people, right? All right, then we're gonna be there. All right, we might. Oh, we're going over time again. But anyway, we're gonna get into this because this is the business. It's a music business. All right, because now Here's another situation I face in the South, right? All right, they're gonna have a Southern Soul concert. Now I live in the South, but I'm not an expert in Southern Soul. All right, I do trap and hip hop, and I come that way, maybe with a little reggae every now and then. All right, so but their shows is so stricted or so scripted until I don't even get endorsed. All right, so that's what I'm saying. Okay, now if we talk about the development of our community, then we got to have a wider variety. We talk about that in television and everything. Every Oscar, they complain about the Oscar. All right, so what are these complaints are? Is that the creators of entertainment programs don't have the opportunity, or don't have the funding, or don't, have the skills or whatever to actually produce something on that level. All right, so we got to talk about opportunity and building our community and opening the door up. Really, I want to bring that out because that's where we got to be. You got to be there. I mean, if you got a businessman, you say, okay, and you don't do no business with him. You're not helping. That's all it is. You need to point that out. Because that goes all the way over to the politicians. We got black politicians, supposed to be representing us. All right. Even though criminal justice reform is the major issue of Black Lives Matter, here it is that those things are not budgeted. If they are budgeted, y'all send me the measurements of improvement. Please do, or publicize it, please. go public with your successes. All right, so I can be aware that you have made some progress in criminal justice reform, because I'm not seeing it.
Well, because you're not going to see it because it does not exist. Right now, we have, I don't know what the outcome is really going to be about this Trump and Biden situation, because Trump is making claims that it was some foul things going down doing with these ballots and stuff like that. And he's refusing, to just give up his position. So right now, we kind of like at a standstill as far as, really knowing what these politicians gonna do. Now that they was voted into office, it's all about what they're gonna do. But they using the pandemic, they using the issue what Trump is going through. All this stuff is coming about for a reason, so they can put their minds on what they want to put their minds on and keep their minds off of what we trying to get established with them. You know what I'm saying? So this is what we need to be doing with our platform is, making sure, that they stay on their job. You was voted in for a certain reason, and so you must follow through on that. Things have to change on that level too, as far as how this political situation be going down amongst the people, because they sit up there and try to make us think our votes is so important and our votes mean so much. And if they really using our votes to get the positions, then they must follow through on what they said they was going to be about and do, for people to vote for.
Yeah, well, can I say this? All right, because I'm listening, and you're right that they're using the pandemic and other issues, and they're talking about that full time, so that don't leave no time for money and Black Lives Matter or criminal justice reform or economic reform or reparation or HR 40. All right. So if they allow the pandemic to monopolize the whole thing, all right, I say now is the time for reparation. Why? Because you need to rebuild this economy. You need some help. Now, I'll say all I need is some encouragement in the form of reparations. I'm telling you.
Encouragement.
Yeah, because no matter how if you divvy it up, right? If you use some economic strategy, all right, you just say, all right, business is an investment, so you got to take so much money and risk it. Just like going to the casino, right? You're gonna invest into your business, all right? It may or may not come back, all right? We got some people right before the pandemic hit, right? They opened up all kinds of different stores, and bam, here it is a month or two later, pandemic come along. Government tell them they got to shut their business down. That eliminates foot traffic.
Yeah, well, that's where we at right about now. Right. Matter of fact, in LA, they closing the whole everything in LA. They closing down. That just came on the news.
Yeah.
Too. So they back on their shutdown.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we done got all the way to the pandemic, but we're really talking about things like Africa Town and economic reconstruction of our communities. All right. So, however that investment comes through reparations or whatever, our own investment or whatever, at the time right now, now is when we need to start. And another thing we got to do is we got to take a break when we come back for a final end of our show. All right. Goldee, because we done went way past that time. But to me, the information is so good until you have to spend a couple of extra moments on it. So, Goldee, what you want to say before we get to our final segment?
We'll be right back. 2 minutes, 2 seconds. All right.
I'm singing for peace, live long and free.
Welcome to Behind the Scenes.
This is what I want to talk about. Africa Town, which is located in Alabama. And I just, learned about some history, dealing with the last American slave ship that was discovered in Alabama. And that's what led to Africa Town. And the name of that slave ship was the schooner Clotilda. And it smuggled African captives into the United States in 1860, okay? So we've been struggling for a long time now.
1860.
Huh?
I said 1860. That's a long time ago, man.
1860. Okay, so more than 50 years after importing slaves was outlawed. Okay, so this kidnap came about. So we're saying of 110 slaves from Africa in 1860, and this was after slavery was outlawed that they did this here. And it's a story behind that, how this all came about, and but anyway, the schooner Clotilda, it was the last known ship to bring enslaved Africans to America's shores. And it has been discovered in a remote armed Alabama Mobile River following an intensive year-long search by marine archaeologists. Now,
hey man, I think part of that story is that this was a bet. Some rich white.
I was getting to that.
Oh, okay.
Getting to that.
Right.
What I want to explain is how this whole kidnapping of our people back in 1860 from Africa and brought to Alabama was through a bet that the slave master, his name was Mars something. I gotta give you that later exactly, but I think it's spelled M-A-H-E-R, something like that. And so anyway, what he did was he made I think it was $1 million bet with another, slave master, that he can bring these slaves from Africa to America and don't get busted, and and the shit, and then he could, like, after he do it and stuff, he gonna get away with it. That's what. So what had happened? So he actually did do this. He actually did make it. It was 110 slaves. Now I don't know the exact number of how many slaves that actually lived through this and made it through, but African Town was developed from those slaves who was left there in Alabama. Okay, so the descendants of the Clotilda survived, half dreamed of this discovery generations, says Lisa Diemthroposi Jones.
Yeah, and one other thing that I want to bring up is that we got the pictures in the background of Africa Town because they have been documented.
Yeah.
They've been doing their photo documentary of what's been going on in their neighborhood. They got a photo documentary, and so we're right there on their site right now that shows that photo documentary.
I gotta be excused for a second.
All right, well, we're going to take a pause right quick.
Yeah.
And we'll be right back, all right? Thank you.
Right back.
And keep
2 minutes,
watching.
2 seconds. Okay, the descendants of the Cotilla survivors have dreamed of this discovery for generations, says Leisha Demetropoulos Jones, Executive Director of the Alabama Historical Commission and the State Historic Preservation Officer. We're thrilled to announce that their dream has finally come true, because for many generations, when this happened, you know, the slave master lied and tried to make it seem that it never happened, but the descendants' children, they was telling them about this, and telling them that it happened, but they didn't have no proof that it happened. So once this ship was found, that was the proof that this actually took place and actually happened. And it was 109 African captives survived the brutal 6-week passage from West Africa to Alabama in the Cotilla. They was cramped hole. There was in a cramped hole that was built on the ship. Originally, the ship was built to transport cargo, not people. The schooner was unique in design and dimensions, a fact that helped archaeologists identify. Now, the captives who arrived aboard Cotilla were the last of an estimated 389,000 Africans delivered into bondage in mainland America from the early 1600s to 1860. Thousands of vessels were involved in the transatlantic trade, but very few slaves wrecked have ever been found. So the ships that was wrecked, they never found. Very few of them they found. So the discovery of the Cotilla shed new light on a lost chapter of American history, says Frederick Hebert, archaeologist in residence at the National Geographic Society, which supported the search. This finding is also a critical piece of history of Africa Town, which was built by the resident descendants of America's last slave ship.
Yeah, well, look, man, I see what they're doing, because they, look like they've been underway with this for a while, and they are now developing their enterprises and stuff and documenting their history. And I also understand they have festivals, and they trying to attract investors into their community. And so that get right back to some of the things that we said.
The investors that they are concentrating on is Africa. They want to do business and trade with Africa because Africa is their land, Africa is their country. They know that this is all true. They know how they got into Alabama. You know what I'm saying? And develop Africa Town. And so that's what they want to do. And it's history of our people, our black people. It's history that has been lost, took from us, hidden from us. And now the truth will come to light, and that's what Africa Town is basically all about.
Yeah, now I know I have checked out some people, like Ice Cube, Dr. Claud Anderson, with Power Economics, and he got some information here available to people about his thing. He got books and everything. Now, to me, this is like a living example of a community building again, and you never know, this might be a new Black Wall Street right there in Africa Town, so one day we can look forward to that. And they're thinking big because one of the spokespeople, I didn't catch his name, I caught him on a show, might have been the Breakfast Club or something like that. But anyway, I caught him on the show talking about one of the goals, which is to get a ship to go back to Africa. And they're saying if they can't get a ship, they're going to get a plane. Now that's what I talk about, building some serious industry. And then I get right on back to what we need to do as a people, because I'm checking out CNN business. All right. Now we're sharing this information for educational purposes, and in the fair use of copyright laws, it permits us to share information generated by other people and their copyrights. And so, like, we're trying to follow the law here, but I don't want everybody to take my word for it. All right. I want people to really look at the facts and see what has taken place in America. That's why we're highlighting things like, some of the discussions with Black Lives Matter. For us, it's money in Black Lives Matter. Ice Cube is the contract with Black America. And Dr. Claud Anderson, he calls it power economics. Even it goes back all the way to Malcolm X, but I don't have any information on Malcolm X and neo-reconstruction. So it's a lot of names for what we need to do as a people. And this chart right here shows that in 1983, where was we? Economically compared to the white wealth. All right, so you can see that in 1983, the average income for blacks, I assume that's what this is all about, was $67,000. Latinos, $58,000. And you can see that whites was doing quite well. All right, now look at 2013. All right, now you can see that Latinos have gained the lead. They have taken the lead here. And of course, white wealth, man, we ain't, you can see that we're a small fraction of that. I want to show another graph dealing with our economic well-being in America. All right, here it is, breaking it down by race. This blue line is what the white race is doing. The red line is what the black folks are doing. And Hispanic, here it is, they are in black. They got a black line. Now you can see that on the tail end of 2016, that their upward mobility is outpacing us. Now we was at 2013, we was almost at the same level. Now I'm looking at the overall average of the red line, and I say we have flat line. Okay, basically we have, considering inflation and all that kind of stuff, if you take the average, it's almost a flat line. All right, so if we almost a flat line at the bottom, that means that we got a lot of room for investments in our community. And that's something that I'm saying, that we got one example of a black community trying to come together and organize. And that example is right there in Africatown. We probably got some other places that we haven't came across yet, but that's the reason why we're doing this show, to document some of the things that's going on in our community, to highlight, other historical facts in our community. Because I listened to some things about Black Lives Matter, and they continuously miss the boat on having situations that address the economic inequalities in America. So that's why I want to show this chart a little bit better here. Wait a minute. Let's see if I can go directly to a chart that I saw that really, maybe I have to thumb through this. But every time we get in a chart of some average, we are now last place. I mean, we wasn't last place before, but now we're going into last place. All right, there it is, right there. Again, over and over and over again. Now here it is. This one is significant, right? This is the one I say is significant because you can see, okay, the blue is the year, right? All right, 2005. All right, and this is 2009. Okay, so actually I need to do a little bit more investigation to find out what this red line represents. But anyway, you can see that it's barely moving in the right direction. All right. Let's see if we can find another chart that really shows some other things. Okay, they got all kinds of things. Well, okay, let's leave this alone because it's quite a few charts here. So I'm gonna leave this alone for right now. Goldee, I'm gonna bring it back to you, man.
Okay, so I wanna backtrack a little bit here because I found out the name of this slave master, and it all, like I said, it all began with a bet. The Cotilla story began when Timothy Meher, a wealthy mobile landowner and shipbuilder, he allegedly wagered several northern businessmen $1,000 that he could smuggle a cargo of Africans into Mobile Bay under the nose of federal officials. Importing slaves into the United States had been illegal since 1808, and Southern plantation owners had seen prices in the domestic slave trade skyrocket. They, you know what I'm saying, was getting so much money for a slave, they was willing to take the chances after slavery. Many, including Meher, were advocating for reopening the trade. They want to reopen the trade. They, you know what I'm saying, they were so desperate. Meher chartered a sleek, swift schooner named Cotilla and enlisted its builders, Captain William Foster, to sail it to the notorious slave port of Goldee in present-day BN to buy captives. Foster left West Africa with 110 young men, women, and children, crowded into the schooner's hold. One girl reportedly died during the brutal 6-week voyage. Purchased for $9,000 in gold, the human cargo was worth more than 20 times that amount in 1860, Alabama. And after transferring the captives to a riverboat owned by the Meher brothers, Foster burned the slayer to the water line to hide their crime. So he burnt the ship down, you know what I'm saying, thinking that he was gonna hide the crime, in which it was hid for many generations. Yeah. And that's why the people there are so elated and happy, you know what I'm saying, that of the discovery of this, you know what I'm saying, because now the truth is out there, is known, and they understand their existence, and you know, the whole thing, and their whole thing is to present this information and this history to our people, because they already up and functioning in Africa Town in Alabama, you know what I'm saying, and they already doing business back and forth with Africa as it is. So what they want to do, they want the collectivity, the unity. You know what I'm saying? They want us to know, you know what I'm saying, that we have a country, you know what I'm saying, that's very, very valuable. And it's our country. And, you know, our people in Africa are going through worse crisis than we are over here in America. but yet they still going through crisis, even, and that is home to them because they've been there all their lives and stuff like that.
Well, let me add right here, man, some more information. If Africa Town highlights 110 of the slaves, but during a period of here, it says on this particular map showing the slave trade to the America. That's both North America and South America. That in between 1650 to 1860, approximately 10 to 20 million enslaved people was transported from Africa to the Americas. So I would like to really highlight that. As an independent fuel maker, we can make our own personal decisions on whether or not we're going to talk about our history. And that's why we need you to support our show so we can continue to bring you information that's relevant to our community, to inspire you, to let you know some of the things that may be the ugly, dark past. All right, but some things we find out highlight excellence, like Black Wall Street. Now, okay, here we go.
Here we go.
Yeah, running a little bit long with this segment. Now, we're going to keep the show going and everything, but we wanted to really highlight, I wanted to highlight, and Goldee in his own way too wanted to highlight all of these things in our history, what's happening in America today, what happened before. We've been here since 1650. Well, some people even go back farther than that, man. So I heard dates of in the 15. I think the earliest date of somebody claimed slave might have been here was in 1585, something like that. So, but we're gonna try to continue to search for this data and bring it to you. That's one reason why you need to support, like Behind the Scenes. Subscribe so you can be right up on our next show. This is a monthly show. We don't put out a lot of them. We do a few very well put together shows, and I hope that you support our shows and support our product. And Goldee, I'm gonna bring it back to you, and we're gonna get on to our next show.
Yeah, of course. You know what I'm saying? Like, subscribe, and and also share. We need you to share. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the whole thing of our presentations that we be presenting when we be doing our show. Share and like and subscribe, and so you can join in with us. And help us, spread this Black history information that, our people need to hear.
Okay, we'll be right back with our next segment. Thank you for watching Behind the Scenes, and we'll be right back. And wait a minute, let me remind you a few more times. Don't drive drunk, please.
Okay.
I'm singing for peace, live long and free.
Welcome to Behind the Scenes.
Okay, we back. We at the end of our show. I want to say money and Black Lives Matter. These are our t-shirts. Rock with us. Rock with money and Black Lives Matter. And also Mini Bike Legacy. As I said, if you wanna ride, you wanna style and profile, get with me on Mini Bike Legacy. And our music, Money and Black Lives Matter, it's already out there. You guys have heard it. Matter of fact, with the t-shirts, I also want to say, is the t-shirts is coming along pretty cool here on the West Coast. I got them rocking the Money and Black Lives Matter t-shirt. So y'all just, keep on, stay with me on that.
Yeah, and stop the violence.
Yeah,
Now,
stop the violence, because violence have really is up now. It's getting more out of hand. Seem like, you know what I'm saying, with all the other crises and situations that we're dealing with in the world, people still want to go out here and do harm to each other and stuff like that. So, you know, yeah, stop the violence, man, and don't be driving drunk and stuff like that, because you can take a life, you know, in that manner as well. And,
well, let me give a little grassroots knowledge and tip. All right, this is coming from my personal experience. All right, now pressure is something that can get on anybody. I mean, anybody in any situation, and we just got to learn how to handle it better. We got to learn how to not blow our cool. You know, I mean, when the crunch comes down, maybe your woman might go nuts on you, but you still got to be able to be a man enough to handle that verbal abuse without going nuts in the head and committing some violent crime. All right, because you're not only hurting the people that you're hurting yourself most of all. So we're just losing a big batch of our community like that. I want to say to these people out there that want to run around like you know, knuckleheads, you know, with a bad attitude and just shoot people and stuff like that. I say, please stop. I can't make you stop. You know, I'm not the police. I'm not gonna be out there trying to arrest you or anything like that. But I'm gonna be a black man that asks you to please find your peace. Hold on to the peace. All right, that the peace that you need on the inside of you to handle pressure, stress, and strain, and difficult situations. You got it in you. All right, that's what I'm gonna say. I had it in me. I didn't have some of the toughest times in my life, some of the most dangerous situations in my life, and I tried to be a man of peace through it all. I came through homelessness, being a man of peace. All right, and you know, so I know about difficulty. I mean, that's one of the most. I mean, going in, I know how you might feel. You know, if things are slipping and going out of order, but I'm just saying, you got to keep your head, and you got to try to get right back up real quick and bounce back. All right, that's all I can say. I'm trying to encourage you. That's what. Find your peace, handle the difficulty, and get right back up, bounce back, because it's in us. I mean, you can do it. And so that's one thing I want to say to my folks.
Yeah, well, what's necessary for us to do is for us to stop harming, stop murdering, and stop squabbling with each other, and come together as black men supposed to be, and unite. And if you want to battle your real enemy, your true enemy. First, learn who your enemy is. That's who you know what I'm saying, and take all your little frustrations or whatever you're going through, take it out on the right people. Stop destroying your own people, because we want to build our race back where it's supposed to be, so we could be on the level in life that we're supposed to be, so we can get our peace, love, and happiness out of life, you know what I'm saying, in a smooth type of way. Not, you know what I'm saying, with all this turmoil and trauma and stuff that our people have been going through. So that's what's up, you know what I'm saying? Come together and stop separating, because all that separation came from, you understand what I'm saying, the enemy. So know your enemy, you know what I'm saying? And stop making your own brother your enemy. And sisters, y'all need to get right, and you understand what I'm saying? Recognize that we are black men, and we not weak like that like the white man try to make it look like we are. You understand what I'm saying? are powerful people as men, and we need you sisters, you know, to send 100 in our corner, having our backs, you know what I'm saying, just as it always have been. You know what I'm saying? From the time of slavery, the black woman always been the backbone to the black man. So this is the support that we still striving for with our sisters. So, you know what I'm saying? Y'all come on, get on board, get with us, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, let's do this.
Well, I want to give a shout out to the ladies too, because you have been the backbone of the black community. But at the same time, you know, you are losing the black man. All right. So, I mean, if you want a good black man, you got to be a good black woman, and then be on. I mean, you got to have his back. I mean, if you ain't got his back, and you know the man is out there trying to do whatever he's doing. I heard a story today. This is basically the story. Let me get down with a description of a story that I heard today, and put it in my own words. Say, like, here's a man out there marching and everything, doing battle for Black Lives Matter or whatever, you know, civil rights movement, whatever you want to call it, right? He's out there doing battle for his people and himself, trying to improve his neighborhood and everything like that. Now he's doing battle. All right, then after he gets through fighting the enemy, he come home and have a battle with his woman every day. So this is what I'm saying, sister. We don't need to fight people. When we out there dealing with our competition, or when we got enough battles out there already, just trying to make a good living and whatever we're trying to do, it's always a battle. So when we come home, we want to kick our feet up, per se, you know, or relax. We don't want to come home to another battle. So this is where I say, both the man and the woman got to be united in this thing, right? To have each other's back, to have a happy life, to, you know, set goals, dream big if necessary. Because I'm considering the stats that I heard, how much money we spending, over $1 trillion a year, all right, boom, we are already spending big. So we got to have some big dreams to match that, to balance that out, so we think big in such a way where we have something to hand down to the next generation. You know, that's why our competition is doing so well. It's because they had something to hand down to the next generation. A lot of us had something at one time and lost it. All right, so as a result of that, we able to pass down very little land to the next generation. So I want to point these things out. You feel me, go?
Okay, yeah, sounds good. And yeah, so yeah, we do, you know, we need y'all, you know what I'm saying, in our corner, having our back. You know, hey, you're a team, you know, saying along with us. And, you know, our struggle have been a struggle that, you know, that we've been taking losses, you know what I'm saying, because, you know, our women have been caught up in, you know what I'm saying, kind of like, you know, going along with the propaganda and stuff that the white man spread, you know what I'm saying, to try to belittle us as black men. And, you know, we need to overcome that, and we'll never ever overcome this racism, this injustice, this inequality. We'll never overcome our situation without you, without our women. You know what I'm saying? And if we don't have y'all on board, it'll never happen. We'll never see it. And so.
Well, whatever happened, it's going to be a percentage of what it should be. All right, because for the past 50 years, let me talk about a percentage, right, before we go. All right, every time they came up with a program for the last 50 years, don't let them do it again, please, folks. You just got to vote in a new president. Please don't let them do the same thing over and over again for 50 more years. Have programs set aside for women and children only. All right. Right there, you left the black man out. All right. Now, we are pleading with you sisters to be good women because I know it is in you, just like it is in the black man to be a good black man. All right. To be a contributor to his society. In his community, be a good provider in the home or contributor to that home in ways that are valuable, that are not about money all the time, but are still valuable. There are equity things in every single human being. All right, this is the reason why they went and grabbed 10 million, 15 million of us and brought us over to America because there's value in the human life. All right, so here it is. You got to have that value in your relationship. We got to put value in our relationship. We got to put value in our conversation. And that's what we're trying to do here today with Behind the Scenes. This is episode 17. We're talking about African towns. But we need 10,000 more African towns to make sure that every single community begins to organize, come together, unite, and develop some commerce, even tourism and everything like that in order to get involved with America in a very different way. I think we can do it. I do.
Well, we can take a strong shot at it. In this day and time, things are different. People's frame of mind and perspective and insight on the situations that we're dealing with in life. Everybody is up on the truth and the real about what's really going on. So all we got to do is move on what we're supposed to move on. So thank you, for watching our show and giving us your time. And I hope you really get something out of it. I don't care if it's just one good point, that's going to be beneficial to you in your life, as far as, realizing what's necessary for us to do as a whole of people. And, don't forget to subscribe, because subscribers let us know, that you are participating and being a part of a black production, and that's what's necessary for our people to get on that level to where we can work together and work with each other and boost each other instead of, pulling each other down. And like and subscribe, and, these Money and Black Lives t-shirts, that's what it's all about. Money and Black Lives Matter. We are not a part of the Black Lives organization, although, we go along with them, because they do have some important issues that need to be dealt with. So, we don't have no problem uniting, and with that, I want to say, y'all have a good evening. And if you're driving, drive safe and don't drunk drive. And, stay tuned for our next show because we will be back.
Yeah, I want to thank you, Goldee, for highlighting some of the important things that we need to have on our mind before we close the show. And I want to thank everybody for liking our show. Please continue. Hit that like button. I mean, yeah. It makes it different.
Like it's the thing to do. Hit that like button, man.
And we need to
subscribe.
We need to know, are you awoke? I mean, I can be
More money
every
and
day.
Black Lives Matter.
Yeah. We want, look, I want to be rich, but I want 1,000 and 1,000 and 1,000 more rich black people too. So I'm here to encourage you, to go for it. Whatever your talent is, I'm telling you, the opportunities are wide open. It's from here to outer space is the opportunity. And I'm gonna tell you something else before I go. I don't need the mayor to tell me, or the governor to tell me, or anybody to tell me to ask these young brothers and sisters to stop shooting up each other. Please stop the violence. I put it in the song. All right. I put it in my heart. So I try to remember to tell my folks that, I know it's tough. It may be a dirty, rotten situation. All right. But please try to handle it peacefully and resolve your issues. All right, get your issues resolved one way or the other. Get them resolved. Don't let them hang on. Get them resolved. Another thing, please don't drive drugs. hey, Goldee, before we leave, we're talking about, Ice Cube. We talk about Africa Town. We talk about Dr. Anderson and Power Economics. We're talking about Trump and Biden and Kamala Harris, all these elected officials and everything. I'm going to tell you something. When it comes to economic improvement, I got a joke. Here's my joke. Economic improvement joke. If it don't include me, it's incomplete.
I heard that, and it's, you know what I'm saying, I feel like it's mandatory that we get this economical shortcoming that, you know what I'm saying, has been forced upon us, get that dealt with. And with this new presidency in office, you know what I'm saying, get on your job, man, and make things happen for our people, man, because we deserve it, and we have been wronged for too long. And that's our show.
Yeah, and I want to say to the voters, I'm glad that you participated, but at the same time, I hope that you ask for something for your vote. Get something. I mean, you vote.
If you don't ask for it, we're gonna ask for it.
Yeah, I'm telling you, because there's an election coming up next year. There's one. Elections keep on coming. All right, so it ain't over. All right, so all I'm just saying, if you don't make a demand for something, all right, that affects you economically, improve your community. All right, you gotta get it. You gotta make it known. You got to say, put it in writing if necessary. Write a book about it. Other people are doing it. Write a book about it. Make sure everybody knows what your demands are, and let them candidates know that this vote, I'm not just giving it away. And that's how I'm going to end up this show. Because we can't just give everything away at once. I mean, we ain't got enough time, so we got to break it into another show. This is Behind the Scenes, episode 17. All right, and we're talking about, tonight, we're talking about Africa Town and economic reconstruction. And I want to thank you for tuning in. Y'all come back now. Thank you very much. And good night.
And good night.